Hello all you ninjas and non-ninjas, I'm your host, Ninja Jordan, and today we are playing Splatoon 3! This ain't no Splatfest, this ain't no big run. This is a little bit of side order. And I really like this mode. It's a lot of fun. You can definitely play it like, you know, in a way that completely breaks it, or you can play it pretty generously. I think we're gonna try and play it like, I want to say relatively. I want to say relatively normal. I don't want to go crazy, but if we play risky, which, you know, we could try that one time. Let's do one. Let's do one. We'll do like one. Let's say fairly standard run, and then we'll go a little bit more. Crazy. I'm gonna stick with the ink brush because it is my favorite kind of weapon. Oh, come on, Pro Controller, don't be like that. Don't be low battery. I barely use you. Alright, let's see. What do we want here? Movement speed ink is definitely a lot better to have with the ink brush. I was actually really surprised the first time I played with the ink brush, because you can really break it. It's a lot of fun. Okay. Gotta remember how to play. I have not played Splatoon in a hot minute. Basically, since the Grand Fest, and I should play more, because honestly, I really like Splatoon. I mean, y'all know this about me. Y'all watch me play, y'all watch me play Big Run. It is just kind of the, I would say it's just kind of the unfortunate nature of Splatoon. It always makes me happy that Nintendo does support it for as long as it does. But at the same time, it does get to that point where there is an apex, right? Where it gets to a point where it's like, once they stop supporting it, you definitely see like there's a drastic drop off in playing time. Okay, no, we want main range. Oh, home on the range. Oh, home on the rage. That's such a stupid idea. Home on the rage, but it's like Rage Against the Machine. With the deer and the antelope. With the deer and the antelope. Rage! No, how does that song go? Home on the range with the deer and the antelopes graze? I don't know. Wait, what am I doing here? Oh, I gotta defeat the fleeing foes. Like, lucky chips are good to have, but... Oh wait, I got the speed up, so I should be trying to chase these things down. It's one. if I can get some like ink recovery, and you know what I mean? Like, look at this range that I got here. Do I not have any? Do I not have a grenade? Doesn't matter anyway. Yeah, no, this thing gets like devastating if you can set it up right. I really appreciate how stupid this thing can get. Mobile ink recovery. This would actually be a good one to have. This is a good one to have, kind of, not towards the start, but like, we gotta think that what we want in this ink rush is range, power, and speed. Speed is gonna be our biggest asset, because that's the whole thing with the, oh, crud. I forgot I had the, Man, I really love the music in this too. It's so much fun. It really reminds me a lot, I would say, of like kind of like GameCube era music. It does kind of feel like the music you'd get out of you know, like a Paper Mario, like the Thousand Year Door or something, you know what I mean? It definitely has those vibes. Or like Pikmin, it has very like Pikmin vibes. Oh, I got a stupid ink mine, that's why. I was like, what is my really crummy sub? But you know what I should do is I should put one like here. Because I think all they're gonna be spitting at me right now is, are these guys. And these guys don't need to give me trouble. Oh. I love how you can hear when I'm like concentrating, because I like genuinely get quiet. Nope. See, like, these ones get a little bit more tricky. Shit. Come on, armor, get back. Where's my armor? This is gonna be a, like a big... Once we get a couple more of the chips we need, it's gonna be a massive, like, turn of the tide, you know? Get out of here. Like, we can hit them from so far. It's such a, like, already, it's super duper useful. We just need to get a good collection of chips before we hit the first boss. And depending on what the first boss... Okay, here we go. Now we're talking. And then, like, all the chips going for... But you know, that's what I mean. Like, we have a whole palette, right? If we were playing on, like, really, like, risky... really risky mode, right? We'd have, like, very limited time. But now that we got attack up, we're in a good spot. Because now these guys are gonna have a really hard time touching us here. See, this is what I kind of feel like. I feel like Splatoon 4 needs to have something like this. I think this might be what makes that, you know, a gameplay difference. Because it seems like every Splatoon wants to try and have something that really differentiates it in terms of gameplay. Main ink coverage. Drone items ×2. The thing is that this is like kind of good, but I don't, it's like, it's not as useful. And I don't, did I not put any hacks on? Oh, shoot. I forgot to put any hacks on to re-roll the floors. Oh, well. I mean, we can roll the dice on the... We can roll the dice on the vending machine and see if we get anything good, anything worth having. Yeah, I kind of feel like maybe the Pearl drone, like being able to have a short little like hover, might make things more interesting. Mobile drone gauge, moving ink speed, or the reef slider. I'm gonna grab one of these. Yeah, I'm not gonna have enough money anyway for that for re-rolling it to matter. Like, because this was my whole thing, and I might have talked about it before, but I don't fully recall. Like, I never felt like the sticky ink. That's a good one too. Let's go with that one. Like, I never felt like the whole anarchy thing mattered all that much when it came to the gameplay. And I've heard some people say that like it really seemed like the developers were kind of like banking on this game like on order winning. Which would make a lot of sense. When you see like how thought out, like how fleshed out this gameplay mode is, it does kind of feel like this was maybe the direction they wanted to go in. And it's something that was kind of like curious to me. Oh, I don't care. Sorry game mode. Sorry bonus coins. Getting here without using the swim is very difficult. Especially when you need it to get your ink back. It's like, because despite like what it wants you to believe, right? The whole anarchy setting is not really utilized in the game at all. You know, you know, the little show starts up in the morning and says it's an anarchy splat cast, but it doesn't really like mean anything. It doesn't really like matter. And none of these are super duper useful. Let's go to the vending machine again. Maybe we'll find something good here. Whereas if they had implemented a gameplay mode like this, where maybe you could choose drone ink strike. That's actually good. I want that. Because part of the ink brush like skill is also utilizing the Pearl drone a lot. And if you beef her up a lot, it gets super duper useful. And so that's kind of what I was thinking, like, because it was still, even when I played it for the very first time and I reviewed it, ooh, main firing speed. We want this. We want to get our brush speed up. Like, it felt so weird that it was trying to like lean on this anarchy setting, but at the same time it was still playing very rigidly by Splatoon's established rules. And it's like, you're not really utilizing anarchy in any way if you still have to play by these very specific particular rules. You can only use the weapons they give you. You can only have a certain, you know, like build kits from how the weapons are laid out, like, you know. And I felt it's like, couldn't we have worked something out where maybe, like, you know, you could choose your own weapon, choose your own sub-weapon, you know, decide how you want these things to be kitted out in a certain way that feels a little bit more personal and, you know, and also, like, lends more to the anarchy setting. We're not playing by the rules anymore, you know? And I don't know, I kind of feel like something like this could work. You know what I mean? Giving players, like, say, even just like a limited palette that they can sort of, like, you know, spec their weapons a certain way. You know, obviously you'd have to do some tooling and some balancing to make sure that it worked, but it would give players so much more freedom and make the game feel so much more, like, interesting and fun, I would say. Special charge up ink, splat ink recovery. That's probably good too. You know, maybe give players a certain, if you're worried about balance, like, give players a certain, you know, limit to what they can and can't, like, which combinations they can make. Because, yeah, like, Splatoon has had an issue with, the game being, like, imbalanced, you know, before, right? It's not a unique thing, right? But I kind of feel like the way Splatoon is designed, you know, at its core, breaking the game in that way, like, you know, making these kinds of builds that people are worried about, it doesn't really work in the same way that it works in, like, you know, like Call of Duty or something, you know what I mean? Because the conditions for victory are so different in this game, right? Like, it's not really about how many splats you can get, even though that's part of it, right? If you get knocked out of the game, then you know, it's time lost that you could be painting the ground, but that's not like a condition for victory. You know what I mean? So you can work around certain builds. All right, we'll face the boss, and then we'll stop for now. You know, and that's something I've always, you see it all the time. I kind of feel, even just like with when certain weapons get put out, right? Everyone was saying that those what was it? Was it not Tent Attack? When they put out the dualies that had the oh, what was it? The triple ink strike and the mines, and everyone's like, this is broken. It's unbelievable. And it's like, it only feels broken because everyone is playing with this one weapon right now, and because, like, it's the new weapon. You know. And once everyone kind of goes back to, like, switching it up and using weapons that they like, you know, and the teams get a little bit more balanced in that sense because there's more variety, like, you know, and then suddenly it feels normal again. So I don't know. I feel like it's doable. You know what I mean? It has to be. The developers that work on this game, they're not you know, they're not morons, right? They know how to make a video game. And you know, to its credit, this game is good, right? Like, you know, I said as much when I reviewed it. I like it a lot. It's really good. It's a shame that it's just like it's kind of feels like the same game that it was, right? I'd said that, like, you know, Splatoon 2 felt special because it was the first Splatoon on the Switch, right? It was a new console, you know, we have a Splatoon on it now, like, that was what separated it from, you know, and allowed me to forgive, I would say, like, a lot of its shortcomings, right? Because even Splatoon 2, compared to Splatoon 1, still felt like very, you know, oh, okay, it's, you know, it's more of the same, relatively. But, you know, it was on the Switch, so it was like, okay, cool. I'm happy with this. But then you do the third game, and it's like, just, it still feels very, like, you know, very much like this, almost like this, like it hasn't changed all that much from the second game. And it's kind of like, you know, and even in the sense that it's like, you know, there was, it started without all the maps, it started without a lot of weapons, it didn't have, like, ranked matches, it didn't have, you know, the X, like, rank stuff, like... It was a little unforgivable in that sense, I would say. Yeah. Whee. All right, let's grab this piece. And we'll take a little break here and come back to this next time.